Welcome back. We're here with Coach Ace Sanders and the Bayshore Bruins. I'm very excited about this one here. Followed Ace Sanders a lot. You know, the Bayshore Bruins program back in the day, long time ago when I played, was putting out more pro athletes than some of the bigs around Manatee County. And I would expect that Ace will turn things around here at Bayshore soon. And you're going to see that type of productivity out of Bayshore. This is really exciting to us. I'm gonna try not to. I'm gonna try to be a professional here, but this is exciting for Troy and I.
Fan
Coach,
out a little bit.
Yeah, Coach, tell us a little bit about your expectation for what's up this season.
My expectations this season is just for these guys to continue to grow. You know, we've been doing a lot of bonding, you know, on the field, trying to get a little more stuff going off the field, just making sure because I know what they were used to in the past years. So we're just moving slow, taking it day by day, stacking the days, and just making sure that they enjoy themselves.
Well, it's obviously a process. I mean, you're brand new. I mean, just announced less than a month ago.
Right.
It's got to be a different perspective for you because everybody's known you to be sort of a trainer and working on specific skills. Obviously, you had great success in your college and pro career. But now you're at the front of the bus now driving to school.
Yeah.
So how does that change for you?
It is a transition. Let me just say that. It's a transition. It's one thing to be, like you said, the player that's on the field. Then it's another thing to be the person who's over all the players that's on the field and running the program and learning the back end of things and all the stuff ahead that's required from a head coach. So, but luckily for me, I just got a good staff around me, and they make it a lot easier for me. I mean, they take a lot of stress off me, so I can be out in front of the kids doing more of the stuff that, like you said, I'm used to doing. I'm used to being out in the grass, so it's like I'm getting used to doing all the, you know, just the stuff on the back end.
Well, the prospects for this season, obviously, we've talked about this with many other coaches, and to be successful, you have to have a great staff.
Yes.
And you've now assembled some other guys that have played the game. You're getting some guys that could be Hall of Famers like Dominique Rogers-Cromartie, who's going to come in and be able to motivate the kids. How do you guys feel about having that type of staff, and what does that give you hope for in the future? Obviously, you know, let's be real. You know, Bayshore's we got some building to do, some rebuilding to do. Yeah. But you guys came in with a great spirit. I see the excitement and the anticipation on your faces. How do you feel about that?
Well, honestly, you know, I feel great. You know, the coaching staffs, they came in, you know, it felt like they were always there. You know, they showed us some love. You know, they gave us attention, you know, throughout the summer, even though they didn't start the entire summer with us.
Right.
But, you know, throughout the summer, you know, they came in, showed us love, showed us how things were done, showed us different things, technique. It worked with us, you know, and you know, it just feels great.
Great.
You know, building on what we had, it feels good.
I want you to take a question from a professional. I'm catching Andy here coming back into in here. He's coming back from his lunch break, but actually this is a pro here. This is something far greater than the local media guys.
SB Live.
Oh, man. A lot of pressure
on him.
A lot of pressure. Well, got to ask about from last year, you had a rusher like Jaden Judge on the team. Just kind of talk about this year, the backfield. Just how do you feel about these guys that are going to run behind that offensive line? I mean, do you feel like they can kind of match what you guys were able to do rushing-wise?
Well, we're not too certain with the backfield right now. You know, we're still trying to find a replacement, but you know, I feel confident, you know, in their skills and you know what they can do towards rushing rise. Plus, you know, it's on the offensive line too. You know, they have to get some blocks in, you know, so they don't have to do, you know, too much moving around. They can just run down, you know, score some touchdowns.
All right, let's get to your teammate behind you, and got a question. Just Coach Sanders, obviously somebody that very well known on the South Suncoast in regards to what he did at Manatee, just when he played at South Carolina, and then he went on to play in the NFL. Did you, when he got named the head coach, did you already watch highlights of Coach and kind of say, man, Coach was him at back in the day?
Yeah, I kind of know him personally, cause like we like blood, but yeah, but yeah, no, I've been to about him like, yeah, and when I found out he was the head coach, I was just excited to play. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I was just excited. New head coach, new stuff to learn and all that. So yeah, I was really excited when Coach Ace got announced as the head coach.
Tremendous. And then if I could get, I promised Coach some South Carolina questions, so I gotta hit him with that. Coach, obviously your time over there when you played, and then you went on 4th round pick, 2013 NFL draft. Just kind of what can you take from your time with the Gamecocks and being able to, go into this new coaching and venture and be able to kind of teach these guys what you learned on the college and NFL levels?
Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm leaning on right now. What I learned from Steve Spurrier, what I learned from Gus Bradley, and it's really just the consistency of them showing up and me having to remind them constantly what they're here for, what they're trying to accomplish, what goals do they want to set for themselves, how do they see themselves accomplishing those goals, and really just getting them to learn how to work. The work never ends. It never ends. It's just going to keep stacking up, and you got to be stronger than the work. So it's really just instilling a mentality in this group that just can't be shaken. We know what we're up against. So it takes a different type of approach with a team like this. Like I said, mentally, we're pulling them out of a place that they're used to being into that I want to get them out of. So I believe firmly once they get out of this place and mentally step up and just build a confidence that they know that they can do what they're capable, that I know they're capable of doing, it'll show. And people will respect this program a lot more than they have in the past.
I know the old ball coach is over at Sarasota Riverview. From what I know of, did you make a call to him at all to say, "Hey, coach, before you go there, I need some advice"?
I did not reach out to Coach, but I'm almost 100% sure I'll be hearing from him. I'll be here.
And I did a story. You brought on Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie as your defensive backs coach.
Yes.
Having somebody like him, guy who's been in the Pro Bowl, obviously many years in the NFL. What kind of treat is that? Not only for you as a coach to be able to lean on his experience, but for the players to be able to say, "Hey, that dude, once again, he was him." They can look up to him and say, "Yeah,
they can look up." I tell them that all the time in practice, but. As far as a treat, for me, it's just always a treat having Dominique around, man. That's like my brother. So that's like my brother. So even without coaching or anything, we always go and do adventures together and doing stuff. And just, if you know Dominique, you know Dominique. And what he brings to the program is just more relatable to the kids again. It's easy for them to just take after Coach Dominique, want to model and walk in his footsteps and do what he does, and however he shows up and presents himself, it makes them feel a lot more comfortable with being in their own skin as well. So again, it just makes points a lot more easy to get across than maybe the traditional coach. I just really didn't feel like this team needed a traditional style coach, and they got some coaches that are a little outside the box, but they know, like you said, coming from their backgrounds, they know what to expect and we know what to do. And we're just trying to get all the I's and T's crossed and dotted.
Before I give it over to Bill here, I'd be remiss if I didn't ask the Manatee folk. They got to be, you take a head coaching job that's not at Manatee. How much are you hearing from your old teammates, alumni? Are they coming to you like, "Hey, what are you doing?"
They root for me. They root for me day in and day out. I know for a lot of it might have been a little bittersweet, but in the end, they know me. They know my personality. I've been around that program for so long that they don't even have to question any of my decision makings or anything that I'm doing, and they back me 100%. At first, I really did think I was gonna get a lot of
blowback,
whatever, from whatever it may be, just from taking this job, and but it wasn't. They're helpful. They reach out and ask me what do I need. They know this is my first head coaching stint, and they just want me to be successful. So, and I wish the same to them as well, and they know that. So, it's been good.
Bill, can I jump ahead of you here?
Go ahead.
Okay, because I wanted to ace, being a long time, Spurrier, and I've go to all the football games and all that stuff. A couple Palmetto guys have broken my heart over the years. Joe Hills catch. My son went to Ole Miss. He's there in the end zone in his Ole Miss gear, and Joe Hills caught the winning touchdown, and my son is ending up cheering Joe Hills Palmetto, right? And so watching you do your thing, of course in high school and then at South Carolina, and being in the stands and watching you doing your thing versus the team I love, and of course I'm wanting nothing bad on you. Put me in some awkward positions.
Look,
I was wondering if y'all, and I know you've got the experience with Coach Spurrier, and I wonder if y'all are going to try to use, and I know his passing tree and all that stuff, because
Yeah.
I've been watching that stuff for years,
Yeah.
and his concepts.
Yeah.
I can tell you what routes are what, and my nephew played at Cal Trinity with Kerwin Bell, and
Yep.
Kerwin was running
Yep,
the same
running the same.
playbook. So, okay. So you going to try to year one throw that all out at Bayshore?
No, not in year one. But there will be some stuff
Okay.
that will be taken from that offense that'll be put into this offense. Because for one, there's a lot of stuff that Coach Spurrier did. It was easy to learn, and you can ask these guys. I'm about keeping it simple so we can play fast and move around and fly around. I don't need them thinking too much, and that's how Coach Spurrier, a lot of his offensive minded stuff was until he got to drawing stuff up on the sideline.
Yeah.
That's when that's when you start seeing some stuff during the games, and they'll experience that with me too, because I keep my eyes in the sky and what are they doing? If I got to draw something up for this one drive specifically, we will do that.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Like the O shooter, with
We
the tight
will-
end,
we will do
faking
that.
like he's falling down, and those kind of. And
If
I
we-
don't know if it was called the O shooter, but this is sponsored by the
That's-
school district.
exactly.
Manatee
There you go.
County.
I'm about to say, no,
Something
you
about
called it
keeping
right.
clean
Just keep it
right
clean.
here,
The old shooter.
Oh, shucks.
You know exactly what it is. You know
Yeah.
exactly what you're talking about.
All right, so we got extra time here, before break, and let's.
Yeah. Thank you for finally getting to the
Well,
question.
I'm
Ryan.
so excited about
you
the
know,
opportunity. Here,
Thank you for letting Ace speak.
You're
finally,
welcome.
appreciate that. All right, Coach.
Yes.
First year, understandable. New group of guys teaching your system and your philosophies. What kind of expectations do you have for the season?
The expectations I have is for these guys. All right, I got two of my seniors here, my lone seniors for one. So I got two seniors. There's two seniors right now on this roster. We're fairly young. I'm expecting for this group of guys specifically to be leaders, for one. And for two, I'm expecting a lot of people to show up that a lot of kids don't know. I mean, that a lot of people in general don't know. I got a chance to see some stuff in practice that's just like, okay, that's something that we can definitely work with. And like they were saying, getting in that second month in the summer didn't leave me with a lot of time to just truly evaluate and look around. But natural athletes, I think we will see a lot of that pop out on this team. Like they got a lot of natural just football players. As far as the season goes, I'm not a prediction guy. I just got a lot of confidence in this group of guys. I got a lot of faith in them. I think they've just been in situations that have just been feeling more darker than it's actually have been. You know what I mean? So, like I said, my expectations have literally just been to bring them up, lift them up, because they got it already. They honestly have it already. If they could just build a confidence and keep stacking the days, like I said, they'll be fine. I expect a really, really good season. A really good season.
Well, Coach, let's talk about the foundation of what you have going there now. How many kids do you have in your program right now? And do you see that as a challenge, not only this year, but going forward? I know that the district has kind of redistricted things, and it's a little bit harder to get the number of kids in, but
Right.
talk to us about the program.
As of right now, we probably carry around maybe 30 to 32 kids right now, which is pretty good from the standpoint that they've been at. And it is a challenge. It's a challenge because in this game, it's a brute sport. I need bodies.
Yeah.
I need bodies and we need depth. They're learning how important that is now. You know, a lot of kids come in and thinking that they can play forever and play every snap of every game, but they starting to realize the conditioning and everything that's involved, and you want somebody behind you that you could depend on. So I know how the district is displaced, but these kids, I think, as long as they keep showing up, they smiling the way that they do, and they're taking every day in stride, and they're showing that these colors mean something. I think it's a lot of kids that'll want to follow suit.
Hey, man,
I think it will
the
be.
excitement is obvious. I mean, like I said, when they walked in the door, the room lit up.
Yeah.
That's when, man, he went to Lincoln. You know, I remember him from way back in the day. So I know you guys are going to come out and be tough. I know my man wanted to say something here. What's your name, first of all?
My name is Jay Sean Judge. That last name might sound pretty familiar because it just got brought up a couple minutes ago. And I want to piggyback off that question because having a not a running back like my brother, for instance, Jay, who had good field vision, who could run the ball really well, who had speed, who had talent and stuff like that, it's a drawback, but it's also a motivational kind of thing for us because now we got, first yesterday we were working running back drills. Now it's a motivation not to not be just like him, but to strive better than him and to put Bayshore back on the map. So, and I trust our offensive line. We got some new players yesterday for our offensive line, and just conditioning. We had to deal with Coach H yesterday. If we can get these sprints in, we can go home. And we and we saw how just competing made everybody push harder. We were racing by the end of the thing. You think you tired till you racing this man right here. You jumping against a kid or something trying to stop yourself. So I have a lot of trust in my team, and I believe that though we're losing a very valuable player, we're gaining more of an asset with that motivational thing.
All right, so are you running out of single? Is he running back out of a single back sets?
No, we do have single back sets put in, but I am it's kind of, I don't want to give away anything.
No, please don't. Please don't.
Hey, I need every bit of the surprise element that I can take right now. But I will say this to piggyback off of Jay Sean. It is a motivation to fill that void, and we got some guys that really want to fill those shoes, and they come to practice and they work tremendously hard, and it was a great thing to have his brother there last year because he actually showed them a lot. He showed them a lot, and he showed them that it was possible to be a star in that dark spot that we talked about. Right. Like I said, a lot of stuff with them is just mental. It's mental stuff, and I'm telling you, they're going to get out of it.
Okay, now we need to wrap this. Deshaun, to make it easier for Coach Sanders, if he can go for about 200, 300 yards rushing
a game.
You know what I mean? Hey. That'd make life a lot easier,
That's going to be on those guys.
Keep your defense fresh. So, if you really respect the coach, that's the best way to earn his respect. Go out there and you'll get a whole bunch of yards. So we need to close this segment up. We appreciate this exciting resurgence of the Bayshore Bruins, and we're looking forward just to absolutely awesome season next year out of you guys.
Yes, sir. We appreciate it.
God bless y'all.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Yes.